Hey everyone, my name's Adam Archer, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the knives I picked up at a local swap meet. Now, this was not a knife-focused swap meet, so I wasn't really expecting to find any knives at all. In fact, when I went there, I saw some gold panning stuff and almost picked that up. Went into a secondary room and saw somebody with some Spydercos in a display case. And they had a bunch of kayaks and that stuff as well. So they were more of a consignment store, mostly focusing on boats and kayaks. But saw some Spydercos in a display case. Most specifically, I think the Spyderco Catcherman caught my eye right there. It's a pretty bright color. And then I noticed they also had a Spyderco Spider Saw. And I was like, ooh, I know I'm going to be spending a lot of money here. When I looked at the price of the Spyderco Spider Saw, I saw that it said $50. Right above it, it said 50% off Spyderco knives. So they in fact were charging $25 for the Spyderco Spider Saw. So I was like, okay, can we open this thing up and I can put the knives on the side that I'm interested in buying. I added about 7 knives to the pile and was like, well, what type of price would you just sell all the knives for? And I was like, I'll let you kind of decide on the pricing. I'll look around some more and come back. Well, so I come back and they pulled out more knives. So they weren't all that were on the table. And a lot of them were rescue knives. So started getting a little bit less excited. So ended up having to cut out some knives, picked out some of the rescue knives I wasn't interested in, but this is what I ended up with. Few I did overpay for. These are Gerber. They are called the River Shorty. I did end up paying $40 a piece for these, and even though they're from the 80s, they're from the 80s and made in Italy. They're not worth very much. I mean, I've seen them go for $20, $30 on eBay, $40 on a good day. So did overpay for these but as you heard, the Spyderco Spider Saw at $25, it more than covered what I overpaid in some of these others. They did have a lot of rescue knives. For some reason, I decided to pick up 2 with sheaths. Now, I thought these were possibly Spyderco sheaths at first, but then I noticed, hey, these look the same. They are on actually from the secondary market, and they charged $40 plus $10 for the sheath. So something I wouldn't normally buy. I don't really have an interest in rescue knives. The vendor does have some knives back at their shop, and I have a list of the knives they have. So I'm going to be picking up probably around 3 more, plus some of these outside of boxes. They do have the boxes for the knife, so I'll probably be picking those up as well. So I have one of the rescue knives. This is the 79mm in orange, one in black. We have the Catcherman, and the interesting thing about the Catcherman is I actually have 3 of them. So 1 without a box and 2 with a box. Did I call those the Catcherman and Spider Saw? I have 3 of those. Catcherman I already mentioned. This is the USN exclusive Catcherman. Had one of these about 8 years ago, sold it, and I'm really glad to have that back. The Catcherman was $65. And then we have the USN exclusive Endura, which they had mislabeled as a Matriarch 2, and they were asking $87 for that. I don't think I've shown this one off. We'll show that one off in a moment. We have a Spyderco Pro Grip. I think this was actually the cheapest knife of the lot at, I think it was $23. Spyderco Ocelot. I like this one because it has the little footprints in the handle. That one was for $80. That one does have a little spot of starting to rust, so I'm going to need to cover these in oil and try to just clean that up because it's really just the start of surface rust. We got 2 Spyderco Matriarchs. We have one that's serrated and one that is plain edge, both in VG10. a Spyderco, I believe this is the Harpy. Carbon fiber handle, serrated hawkbill blade, which I think that is a laminated, well, no, that looks like a full carbon fiber. I know that on some of the models they did a laminated, so it was basically a carbon fiber sticker on top of G10, but this does look like it is full carbon fiber. And then lastly, we have a Jess horn, which is a pretty cool one. Maroon plastic handle, and then a ZDP 189/420J2 steel on that. So it's almost like a Sanmai sandwich steel. I think there's another name for it, not composite, I don't know. But those are the Spydercos that I picked up. I will be reaching back out, hopefully to get some sheaths, or not sheaths, some of the boxes. I think they have some boxes for these and a couple of Spydercos. And I know of like 2 or 3 knives I'll also be picking up at the same time. So should be good. Overall price paid for these was $886 for the lot, and that was cash. So there you go. That is what I picked up at the local trade show. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.